Hi, welcome back to my show, Passion for Life TV. I'm super excited as you get to see my great face and my funny personality. Today I have my first guest, Emma. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Yes. I was wanting to bring you on just because, one, I'm excited to start this
Yes.
journey, and then two, we met, it's going to be almost 4 years.
Yep.
Next year.
Yep.
And we have something in common that most people don't. And really what I want to talk today is about not really dealing with it or coping with it, but just our loss. And I wanted you to share your story about who you've lost and how you've dealt with, not even deal again, but what you go through, especially during the holidays.
Yeah, I think, a lot of us have lost in some way. My first and biggest loss was my little brother. I lost him. It's been 3 years now. He passed away early December. So obviously, as you know, that makes the holidays a little bit more difficult. I mean, they're already difficult alone having lost somebody so close to you, but especially having it happen right around Christmas time and the holidays, it just makes it so much harder. And we talk about Bethany and how that happened right around Christmas time. It does make things more difficult, but we push through and we just live, right? We just go about our days and about our lives, not dismissing what happened, but we have to be strong and we have to push through. My brother passed away from cancer. It wasn't the cancer that killed him, it was the side effects of the graft versus host in his stem cell transplant. His body just was fighting off his new stem cells, and it just was too much. He was one problem after another, and at the end of the day, it was too much for him. And even though we all kind of knew maybe in a way that it was coming, it still doesn't make it easier. But all I do is I keep his memory alive every single day. I'm telling at least one story. His name was Jonah. He was a huge Chiefs fan, so that's how I choose to carry on his memory. I was rooting for them for a long time. Even when he was still here, he pulled me aboard that train pretty quickly because he was rooting for him.
I'm not a Chiefs fan, I'm sorry.
Right, he does not. It's not about that life, but my family and I kind of picked him up when he was really rooting for them when they were a terrible team, which spoke very strongly, I think, of who he was. He was very smart about football, and I think he knew, okay, they're not very good right now, but give them some time. They're gonna get there, and he just somehow knew it. And so that's something that I do. I feel like maybe we all have little things that we kind of do or think about or participate in to remember our loved ones. And for me, rooting for the Chiefs is that thing for me when I'm watching them, when I'm seeing them in person, when I'm talking about them. That is my way to remember Jonah, because he rooted so strongly for them, just like we rooted so strongly for him. He just was so strong in his being a fan for them, and that's what I do. And so every time I think about the Chiefs, or I see the Chiefs, or I watch them play, win or lose, watch them almost blow a lead to the Broncos, that's when I feel the closest to Jonah, and that's how I remember him. And that's just how I choose to do it. I just, I remember him, I talk about him, I cry when I miss him. And I think that's important too, because a lot of people hold on to things without expressing them. And if I am missing him strongly, if I know that it's overwhelming me, I'm gonna let it out. I'm gonna, whether it's talking about it, crying about it. And I'm very thankful to have a husband who supports me and knows these things about me and knows when I, just need to be loved on because I'm missing my brother. And for me, it's even harder because Jonah was like my best friend. He was in the world. I even tell Trey, I'm like, I love you so much, but Jonah still got it. Like, he just, no one really understood me like him, and vice versa. And, I think that's probably the hardest part, is losing not only a sibling, but your best friend. You don't ever really get past it, right? You know this. Grief, it never ever goes away.
Right.
But the more that time goes on, the better we live with it.
Right.
And the better we can function. Because when it first happens, it's like you don't even know how time's gonna go by. Yeah. You don't know how am I gonna make it through this? How am I gonna continue living? And then next thing you know, it's 3 years later, yeah. And I'm living, and I am happy despite everything that's happened. But you find peace, and you just have to know that it's okay.
Yeah, I sometimes I love the ocean. I don't live by it, but whenever I have gone, there's just something about the waves. But I think of grief as the ocean. Mm-hmm. You can look out at the horizon and see the calmness of it, mm-hmm. and then all of a sudden you start to see, the waves and the choppiness, or when you're at the ocean, you hear how it comes up and then it goes back real fast.
Yeah.
I think grief is like that.
Yeah.
I think that
comes and goes.
It comes and goes. There's moments that it's drowning you. Mm-hmm. But I think as long as you don't stay stuck in it, mm-hmm. but you face it. I was talking to you earlier, about dealing and coping. I don't think we can deal and cope, because that's just like not being real about it.
Yeah.
But if we keep them alive, and it does. Some people are like, they feel bad for us,
Right.
But we don't want them to feel bad. We want them to just be able to say, wow, they sound like a great person, mm-hmm. or that's funny. I think about Beth, and every time she laughed, she'd smack her leg, and she was like, but
yeah.
And she was a prankster, and I just think that keeping the memory alive is so important, and remembering who they are, not forgetting them, because then if you forget them, then it's like they never lived.
Right. Right. And everyone around me can attest to it. I talk about Jonah all the time, and I'm sure some people might just be like, dude, but it's so true. We have to talk about them, we have to remember them, we have to tell stories about them, because it does keep them alive, and I think it gives us life in a sense too. And like Lupita said, we can't just deal with it, we can't just cope with it. We have to grieve through it and push through it and live through it, and just do the best we can. But it doesn't mean that we're weak. It doesn't mean that we're, any different than anybody else. We've just been through something that's affected us and honestly just made us who we are. Yeah. And Jonah already made me who I was through his struggles when he was alive. Yeah. And now it's just in a different way. Like, losing him has changed me, but I don't think it's made me any less of a person or like a worse person than I was. It's just definitely changed me. I feel like I had a lot of hope and like happiness when he was alive, because he was here and he was fighting, and I was fighting with him and for him. And now that he's gone, I still have happiness, and I still have hope that tomorrow's gonna be a good day, and next year's gonna be a good year, and I'm gonna meet someone amazing who's also lost someone close to them who can, empathize with me and know that we do our best every day, and some days are better than others. Right?
Yeah, they say there's these clubs. There's the widow club. There's a sibling club.
Yeah.
Sorry. See, there goes my word. But there's not really a parent club.
Yeah.
But I think that when you have that connection in some form or fashion, it just still brings you close together.
Yeah.
I wanted to read this poem that someone gave to me after Bethany died, and it really, you said something just a minute ago about, living for that moment. So let me find it. I try to do better and hopefully save it in my favorites.
Oh gosh.
It'll take me 2 seconds. Babe, you did tell me to save it in my... Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. I believe
in you.
Yes, okay. Let me come here. Where's my favorites?
I believe in you.
You believe in me. Okay.
Yes.
It's here. Here it is.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Good job.
Sorry. So after my daughter died, December 27, 2011, I had a very close friend, her son passed away. And she sent this to me, and I've held it on, and it's called To Honor You by Connor Kiefer Boyd. And it says, to honor you, I get up every day and take a breath and start another day without you in it. To honor you, I laugh and love with those who knew your smile and the way your eyes twinkled with mischief and secret knowledge. To honor you, I take the time to appreciate everyone I love. I know there is no guarantee of days or hours spent for their presence. To honor you, I listen to music you would have liked and sing to the top of my lungs with the windows rolled down. To honor you, I take chances, say what I feel, hold nothing back, risk making a fool of myself, dance every dance. You are my light, my heart, my gift of love from the very highest source. So every day, I vow to make a difference. Share a smile, live, laugh, and love. Now I live for both of us. So all I do to honor you. So I think that seeing you and knowing you, you know, these last years and you got married, I got married.
We married, you know.
I think we continue to grow.
Yeah.
But we hold on to that.
Yeah. And every day we miss them a little more, but it makes us stronger.
Yeah.
And we're living through it.
Amen. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming on today. Thank you for being a part of this. And, you know, I'm going to bring you back. We're going to have fun.
We're going to do a more fun one next time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Make sure you like our show, subscribe, and thank you for watching Passion for Life TV.